The next ones are those ones where we factored by grouping. When you have 4 or more terms, you're going to factor by grouping. We're only going to do it with 4 terms, not more than that, but we'll do a couple different kinds. When you factor by grouping, you want to put 2 and 2 together. Sometimes you don't have to rearrange it. Sometimes you do rearrange it. Sometimes you can rearrange it in different orders and still get the same answer. So I'm just going to start, and I look here at the first 2. The first 2 have a U in common, so I'm just going to leave it alone. And I'm going to work with just those 2. I'm going to take out the U. And if I take the U out of each of those, I have a V minus 5. Now my goal with the other 2 is to get the exact same thing in the parentheses. So this one's in a good order because the V is first, but I want to have just a positive V, so I'm going to take out the negative 3. So the negative 3 is going to go in front, and then I'm going to divide both of those by negative 3. Here, a negative divided by a negative gives me that positive V that I want. Positive 15 divided by negative 3 is a negative 5 that I want, because I know those things in the parentheses have to match up. That then becomes your greatest common factor. Both of these 2 things have this in common. I'm going to take the V minus 5 out, I'm going to put it in front, and when I factor that out of each of my terms, what I have left is the U minus 3. So that if I FOILed that out, I should end up with these same 4 terms, not necessarily in that exact same order, but if I FOILed it out, V times U would be UV, V times negative 3 would be negative 3V, negative 5 times U is a negative 5U, negative 5 times negative 3 is a positive 15. I've got the exact same 4 terms, just not in the same order, which is all right. So if I really wanted to check it, I could multiply it back out. So in number 8, if I'm going to factor that, again, I look at it and say, okay, yeah, the first 2 terms have stuff in common. I have a 3xu and a minus 12x. What would be the common factor with those terms? This is on day 4, Charlene, number 8. So if I have a 3xu and a minus 12x, I can take out what's my greatest common factor, like I did on those previous ones.
Well, how do I know what day this is?
Day 4.
I would say homework 4.
Oh,
Homework 4, okay.
Homework 4 up. Number 8. So I can take out a 3 and an x on both of those, right? So 3x is going to be my greatest common factor with those first 2 terms. If I divide them each by 3x, what am I going to have left? A u
And a 3x? Oh, 4x?
just 4, because the
just
x is
4?
coming out with the 3, right?
Oh, okay.
So x minus 4, right? 3x times u would be 3xu, and 3x times minus 4 is minus 12x.
So why, how come the 5 is gone?
We haven't done anything with 5 yet.
Oh, okay.
Now we're going to do something with the 5. Now we're going to take the second 2 terms, and we want to end up with the exact same thing in the parentheses. So if I have a 5u and I want to end up with just a u, I'm going to take out the 5, right? And it's going to be a plus 5 on this one, right? That's a plus 5 in front of my u. So if I divide out that plus 5, 5u divided by 5 leaves me just a u. Negative 20 divided by 5 is negative 4, right? Notice what happens. In my parentheses should be the exact same thing. It is. So my common factor is going to be that u minus 4. And when I divide those out, what I'm left with is the 3x plus the 5 that's in front. Word wants to squiggle under my SN and my PN because they don't think those are words. So, on number 9, if I have an SN and a PN, what do they both have in common? An N. So if I put the N out in front, what am I going to have in my parentheses?
S plus P.
S plus P. And again, they were nice and left those second two in the order I want. If I want to end up with an S plus P, what do I need to take out of those second two?
7.
Not just 7, but what sign?
Negative.
-7. So I'm going to take out a -7 so that when I do a negative divided by a negative, I get a positive S, right? And a negative divided by a negative is a positive P. Because we know we want those to be the exact same things in the parentheses. So now, my common factor, the S plus P, my other factor is going to be what? N minus 7. So S plus P times N minus 7. Now the first ones, they're nice. You didn't have to do much rearranging.